Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on iCarly, episode 5, entitled iRobot Wedding. And the official synopsis of iRobot Wedding is: Carly's nemesis Neville invites the group to his wedding, but Carly suspects that the bride isn't what she claims to be. Harper and Spencer raging on who can collect the most phone numbers at the wedding. And I would have to say that this was perhaps a pretty good episode. I enjoyed this episode a lot, in my opinion. Here's my episode recap and my episode review. Here it is. So the episode begins with Millicent and Spencer talking in Spencer's apartment because of the wedding, as Millicent is worried about Freddie because he has that wedding feelings, like he always gets excited whenever a wedding happens. Harper, she isn't that happy to go to the wedding because she always says that she gets uninvited because of how good she looks, and I can see why. Carly, on the other hand, she's not that happy to be going to the wedding as well, as her, Spencer, and Freddie all have different bad reminiscent memories of some of the things that Neville did to Carly, Freddie, and everyone else besides the new characters. So then they go to the wedding rehearsal and we see Neville for the first time in a very long time. If I recall correctly, the last time that we ever saw Neville was on Sam and Cat. He was in a prison and he somehow escaped, and that was the last time we ever saw him. So then we see Neville and his bride-to-be Prunella at his wedding rehearsals, which is like a robot-y theme. And Neville's happy to see everyone, especially Carly, who shares not the same feelings. And yeah, that's how the episode starts off. So then the wedding rehearsal continues. Carly starts to get a little bit suspicious about Prunella's background, as none of her family is there, as apparently her family were all put on t-shirts in a freak accident. And so Carly starts to think that Prunella is a freaking robot that Neville built, because apparently in order to get his inheritance, Neville has to marry an actual human being. Harper and Spencer starts to have a bet where they try to see who can get the most phone numbers. And the first day, Spencer is in the lead by one phone number. And so, yeah, that's how it be. So then when Prunella gets the bad news that her bridesmaid can't make it, Carly now becomes the bridesmaid, who is, let's say, less than stellar to be. So then it's wedding day. Carly tries to prove that Prunella is a robot some way, somehow. And during her time as a bridesmaid, she tries to do so. But as the episode continues on, it seems as if that Prunella is a robot because of some of the things that transpires. Millicent continues to ruin Freddie's lives as he tries to get this girl's attention, and it seems as if that this girl and Freddie is about to kick it off. But then Millicent lies on Freddie and makes it seem as if he's an actual bum with a gambling addiction and everything else. So then the episode continues, and then Neville reveals that this was just all a hoax, that he tried to get Carly's attention all along. And it seems as if that Carly and Neville is about to get married. But then somehow, and in some way, Prunella reveals that during this whole crazy scheme that Neville planned, that she actually starts to fall in love with him. And the two get married. So then meanwhile, Millicent continues to ruin Freddie's lives again, as he is trying to talk to the same girl that Millicent told that Freddie was a bum. And so the reason why she did that is because she doesn't want Freddie to get hurt, as he's been married twice and divorced twice, and she doesn't want him to go through that type of pain again. But Freddie reminds her that she's a kid, she don't have to worry about that, he'll be all right, etc., etc. So then Carly and Freddie, they dance and everything. Carly admits that she's surprised that Neville found somebody and that she hasn't found nobody yet. It's a little bit surprising, but At the same time, she's really not that worried and everything. And she is happy with her life right now. So then by the end of the episode, it is revealed that Harper won the bet against Spencer. And now Spencer has to go to this like worm composting, etc. something bad and all that kind of stuff. And that is the end of the episode. And I would say the first thing that I enjoyed about this episode was Neville Peppermint. It was really good to see him back after a long absence from the iCarly show. And he got married. More power to him. Surprising to say the least. Another thing that I enjoyed about this episode would probably have to be Spencer and Harper's bet on trying to see who can get the most phone numbers. That was pretty funny because Spencer seemed as if he was about to win, but then Harper came back with the last phone number by the end of the episode. Just another good segment, to say the least. The last segment that I enjoyed would have to be Carly thinking that Prunella is a freaking robot. That was a funny segment as its own because she really thought that Prunella was a robot. And it seemed as if that she was actually wrong because of how things were transpiring, some of the things that she was doing, and etc. But out of all, I enjoyed this episode. I am continuing to enjoy this revival series so far, and only time will tell what happens next. And that is the end of my review. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.